Hi, this is Kate from Daisy Nails, creating fun, funky, and fabulous nails. I'm starting a new series inspired by art. This is the stained glass art of Marc Chagall, which was recommended by Paula. So thank you very much, Paula. Anyone else has any more recommendations of artists or works of art you'd like me to cover in this art series? Please drop me a comment or visit me on Facebook or Instagram and, DM me. Let me know who you want me to do. So, using Born Pretty jellies, I'm not at home, so I haven't been able to put on the screen what all of them are because I just can't read it. So I would have to go home and get them out and have a look at it. But essentially, if you look on the Born Pretty site, they have got a set of rainbow jellies, which I used, as well as the red, yellow, and orange, and the brown from the tortoiseshell set I have. I didn't use all of them. I didn't know which ones I was going to use, so I just put them all out. I think there's maybe one or two didn't get used. So anyway, I don't know a huge amount about Marc Chagall. I probably should have researched it before I did this. I just know that Paula recommended it and said that she absolutely loves his art. And when I looked at it, it really is astounding. So I chose a particular series that he's done, which is the tribes. So I don't know a huge amount about the Bible. I will be honest with you, I was brought up as a Quaker, which does things slightly differently. But it looks as if it's all based on possibly Old Testament people, although not necessarily, because Judas is in it. There's Benjamin, there's Joseph, and that just makes me think of the story of Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, which is the version I know, obviously. Okay, so I used the Born Pretty, the 06 jelly gel, just to sketch out the designs before I put the colours on, because it is very abstract in the way the colours are put down. And I think I've said before, I really, really don't like the way children are told to colour between the lines, stick in the lines, because I always think we should try and get outside of the lines, get outside of the box, explore things and not stay within rigid boundaries. If you disagree, let me know. But this is the way I believe we should live life. And that's essentially what this art does. It really does. And it's wonderful. So I've put those lines in just to give me a general idea of what I'm doing. And then I got one of the reds, which I'm putting in the center. It's about 2/3 of the way along. And then I clean the brush, but I don't cure it. And I get the orange one, which is one of the ones off the tortoiseshell, but I can't remember what colour it was, what it was called. There we go. So I'm putting that at the other side. If you just peer down at the bottom, you can see. And then I just sort of swish the brush through that just to blend them together. And then it goes in the lamp for a cure. Once that's cured, I'm going to get the pink. And there are some little bits of pink plopped about. Anyway, sorry, yes, this one is the tribe of Benjamin. I've got 5 others and 5 other different ones of his tribes as we go along. I did sketches. I've got one of those little books you can get on Amazon or anywhere else that's just got loads of pages of nails. I've got 2 different ones. One's that just has rows and rows and rows of nails. So if I'm doing something like the Christmas designs I did in that one, because I just want to create 24 separate designs. And this one has, each page has got a hand or 2 hands, 1 hand. And then places where you can do notes. So when I'm doing a set of 5, I'll do it on there. And then do the little notes. So I was looking very, very closely at my sketches that I did ahead of time, because his works are very intricate. If you saw the thumbnail at the very beginning, they are very, very intricate, and so I couldn't fit all of that onto a nail. It just would become a mess of stuff. So as I've done with quite a lot of them, I picked a little section of his design to recreate on the nail. So this is the blue I'm filling in. So this is using all of the Madam Glam brushes because they really do hold gel beautifully. And I do find with a lot of jelly gels, not just the Born Pretty ones, but a lot of them, they can get very streaky unless you get them on quite thickly, but then you don't want them too thickly because they then stop being translucent. And I find the Madam Glam brushes are really good for holding a decent amount that you can then get onto the nail without it doing either of those two options. So just following my sketch, putting the colours where I've said on the sketch, and pop that in the lamp. No, we don't pop that in the lamp. I always get ahead of myself, don't I? And then it had a ring all the way around the flower. So I'm painting around the outside of that in the blue, almost like a frame for it. Now on the actual picture again, if you see, if you go back to look at the thumbnail at some point, then you'll see that, you know, there's all sorts of animals around this flower, but I just focused on the flower. Okay, so that's had a flash cure, and then just filling in any other little bits. I think I was just topping up some of the colours just to make sure that it wasn't streaky, and then it goes in for a full cure. Now this is the Nail Couture Rose Gold, which is an absolutely gorgeous subtle gold, and I went over where all of my outline lines that I did with the brown at the beginning, I went over with this. In the end I didn't like it and I changed it. I didn't film changing it because it was afterwards. I just didn't think it stood out enough. So you'll see me painting it all on. And it's possible because I was sort of sitting with the light shining quite brightly down. So you never know, it might just be that it wasn't right in that particular light, but I just didn't think it stood out enough to show that where the lines were. I'd gone with this particular paint because I was thinking of the leading that you get in stained glass and trying to recreate that, but it didn't work. So actually afterwards, after I'd top coated it, I did get the Madam Glam black gel paint and I went over those lines in that, which is in the final picture that is on the thumbnail on the front. You can see how pretty this colour is and how beautifully it goes on, and it really does work to recreate the leading. I just didn't think it stood out very well. Hey ho. As you always say, when I'm getting detailed, I bring it too close to my face and then you can't see it anymore. Think about maybe, I mean, I always wear my glasses. I've got so many pairs of glasses. No, I'm not going to go through all my glasses, but I've got them, you know, glasses in the car, glasses at work, glasses with my nail kit, glasses by the bed, you know, because I've basically, one of my eyes is long-sighted, one of my eyes is short-sighted, so I need all kinds of glasses. I also have prescription sunglasses, but I'm thinking about getting, or seeing if I can get some magnifying glasses. It might help, it might stop me having to bring it so close to my face, I don't know. Right, so that's gone into the lamp for a cure. And I don't know. Oh, that's right. So there were some little bits around the side that I filled in with the gold, the rose gold, sort of blocked out. Right, so with the Born Pretty the 06, putting little bits of detail that were on the original painting. There's some little, in the centre of the flower, some little dots where you have your sort of your pollen. It's a long time since I did primary school biology for me to remember the details. Once that's cured, gone in with the Born Pretty top coat, and because it was quite bumpy, I actually put quite a thick layer on. It's clear, so that's not going to prevent curing, because the light has got to get all the way through for a cure. So because it's clear, that's not going to be an issue. Then held it upside down just to try and get that dome, and it worked. Look at that light line, not completely straight, but not too bad. That's the finished product. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, we're hanging about. We're going to see all of them together. There they are. Come back and watch the others. We've got 4 more to go. Take care. Don't forget, click like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And I'll see you another time. Bye.